Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Brooke and the little inmate, Miss Chloe, here this morning. Welcome to the Weekly Quickie with Brooke, where I am every Friday sharing a really quick tip or just thought that I'm having to help you guys with your personal well-being and your professional success. So hope everybody is doing awesome on this beautiful last day of summer. And what are you doing? What are you doing? You're pretty noisy and grunty today. So can we first start out by talking about how many noises these little humans make in the middle of the night when they're sleeping and how that affects mommy's sleeping? And I think she's grunting. You gonna poop? Anyways, good morning, you guys. For today's Weekly Quickie, something came up yesterday that I felt like I really wanted to share with you all. And it is the importance of getting out and showing up and how that helps us feel better about ourselves. So, I just recently went back to work. And Chloe is only 7 weeks old, and I'm only out of the house Tuesday mornings and Thursday all day. But I had a networking event yesterday morning downtown in Denver for Women on the Rise. And, it would have been really easy to skip out on that networking event because, it's not mandatory. Nobody's holding me accountable to going. It's really just to, kind of get my name out there and meet other women who are doing great things. And so I felt this pull to not go, okay? And I know that so many of us feel this sometimes. So whether you have social anxiety and you're that person that always bails on plans because it's going to be uncomfortable, or you're telling yourself you don't need to, or we start to tell ourselves a lot of stories when we want to avoid something that makes us uncomfortable. And so, I was telling myself all the stories, I need that time to be with Chloe, and clients are coming, so do I really need to do that? And I thought, you know what, Brooke, just get up and show up, because every time you do, you feel really good about it. Or get out and show up. So basically, I got up, at 5 o'clock in the morning, only 2 hours after my last feeding with her, got all dressed up, got my kiddo to school, had to drop Camden off super early at school, and went to the event. And I have to tell you, I'm so glad I did, right? So meeting with other women just helped me feel inspired, helped me access my creativity. So many ideas came to me in that presentation where I was taking notes kind of profusely, like, oh my gosh, I need to do this, and I need to meet with this person, and I need to advocate in this way. And I just left feeling like $1,000,000, feeling connected to other women, feeling stimulated in a really good way, feeling creative, feeling smart, and most important, feeling like I followed through on what I said I was going to do. So here's the tip. When we get out and show up, it starts to rebuild a new narrative in our mind about ourselves, that when we make a commitment, we show up. People can rely on us. And that, starts to build a different, internal dialogue about who we are as a person, about what strengths we have and what we have to offer, which can then inform our, sense of self, our self-esteem, and our confidence. So here's the other thought I have around getting out and showing up. So obviously connection is so, so, so important. It's very easy to become isolated, especially when you're a new mom. And isolation is not a good place to be. So just getting out in and of itself is so good for your mental health, just to feel connected, just to talk to people, just to share what's going on, just to hear other people's struggles and stories, right? That's all good for your mental health. But the showing up piece also helps us rebuild a new narrative about ourselves internally. But the other part about that is a lot of times in business, I will make an assumption that a business meeting that I'm getting ready to have I might not need to do, or I might not want to do because I've got a million other things going on. And so I'll tell myself a story of, I don't need to do this, or I don't want to do this, or nothing's going to materialize here. Is this going to be beneficial for the other person or me? And I have to tell you that over time, it's the meetings, the events, the parties, all of those things that I least wanted to show up for that ended up materializing in the most positive way. So it's the meetings that I really drug my feet. I didn't want to go, that I made a really authentic connection. I felt like I could really show up and serve, or this person was a great person for me to introduce to somebody else, but basically walked away like, wow, that was really impactful and really important, and I'm so glad I showed up for that. So also be careful with the stories you're telling yourself about what the benefit of showing up to something is going to be, because it's usually the ones that we least want to show up for that end up having the most positive impact for us and other people. So like, what can we do with this? I think the first thing is always around awareness, right? So become aware of when you are least likely to get out and show up, and identify what the barrier is. Is it a story you're telling yourself? Is it your social anxiety? Is it that you've decided it's not going to be beneficial? What is the barrier? And begin to challenge it. Why do you think that? Why do you believe that? What evidence do you have that that's truthful? Okay? So when you make an assumption that something's not going to be beneficial, you probably don't have a ton of evidence that, backs that theory you've created in your mind. You just made it up. So really start to challenge the stories you tell yourself, and look at things through a different lens, through what's the opportunity here? What could come from this? How can I show up in this meeting and help somebody else? And when we begin to see things through the what's the opportunity here lens, so many opportunities come through that door. And it's really a beautiful transition. It's really a beautiful thing to watch. I think it's a huge, oh, you okay, little missy? I think it's a huge reason why my business is successful right now, is because I have that mindset of there's always opportunity, there's always ways I can help, and that turns into business for me, business that I'm passionate about, business that I love to do, but money that I'm making for my family. So just to summarize, get out and show up, okay? Be one of those people that does what they say they're going to do. If you make plans with a friend, show up. If you make plans to meet your neighbor at the gym, get your fanny there. If you have a networking coffee, show up for that. If you have a business networking event, go. Because number one, it feels good following through on what we say we're going to do. Oh, honey, honey, honey. We got a gagger on our hands. Are you okay, honey? That just make you sick? It feels good doing what we say we're going to do, and that helps build a new narrative in our mind about ourselves, that we are reliable people, we show up, we follow through on our commitments. It just feels good. And then secondly, so many beautiful opportunities usually come out of doing the events, the things that we don't want to do. So having an open mind and going into these things with a what could the opportunity, what are the possibilities here mindset. So I hope that serves you. I hope that's helpful. If you found that helpful, please give me a thumbs up, like it, share it, maybe tag somebody who might benefit from this message today. And also, like I mentioned last week, I've got a lot of ideas and a lot of things I want to share, but most importantly is I want this to be helpful. So if you have a question or just something that you want to run through or problem solve with, or a topic you're curious about, post it in the comments, and I'd be happy to turn that into a weekly quickie with Brooke and Clo, Little Miss Clo. All right, you guys, well, I hope it was a fabulous week. And are you okay, honey? What is actually going on here? Hope you have a fabulous week and a fabulous weekend. I hope you're doing something fun and for your self-care this weekend. And we will see you next Friday. Bye. Say, see you later, alligator. I'm going to go gag some more. Oh, I love her so much. This little onesie, her daddy loves it because he thinks she looks like a jailbird. Oh! somebody might be hungry. All right. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.